Hi guys, how y'all doing? So today I'm coming straight at you in an a cappella style between English and yeah, my Jamaican language so that my non-Jamaicans can understand. So I was listening to another program recently, what's his name? Unstoppable, and the lady was speaking about her experience or what she's currently experiencing with her husband, right? And I want to speak about it because I'm sure that she's not the only one. Many of you are going through this right now, both men and women. Welcome to my channel, Abuse Insights, where I create contents on abuse topics to include but not limited to childhood or domestic abuse. But you all have to open your eyes. I know when I was going through my moments, my bestie, hello in some girl, she would always show me things, and I would always find ways of looking at it a different way, as there's a saying that you cannot see the picture if you're in the frame. In other words, it doesn't matter how much someone tells you something, you ain't gonna have it. You have to be able to see it for yourself, that sort of thing. And in some cases, many people never get to see it because it's too late. So hopefully by sharing this story, it will help some of you, someone, anyone, to assess, look at their current situation and check if they're going through this. And I'm going to tell you how you're going to do this and how this will be possible to break free from. All right, so before I start with the lady's story, I'm going to say I understand where she's coming from because I have loved one man, one guy, over 20 years plus. I'm talking about real love. And it doesn't matter what happened. I always see the good, or try to see the good, or convince myself that there is good. Yes, that's the way to put it, that there is better, about that person. But this was someone who never showed me love, never once said they loved me. And even though they never said it in words, their action never said either. This is you. You're my baby. You're my girl. Like, there's something special for you. The treatment, there's just nothing. But I know from my side there was true love. And I know at times I too realize that there's no direction here. I don't know where I'm going. There's no future with this person. Nothing is said. I'm meant to know things without being told. I'm meant to understand things without it being said. There's always me, but there were no us, And I do look at these things, or those things rather. But it took me 20 plus years of hard times, like painful moments that I never shared with others, because in some ways it felt embarrassing, like, you're stupid. It's like you'd call yourself names and no one would understand. That's exactly what you would say. No one would understand. But I love her. I love him, And it really hurt me sometimes. I remember once I ended up in the hospital. I was so hurt and it took a toll on me. I think I'm saying this for the first time because I never said before. And even then, I didn't do much about it. I was just still I love this guy and we're going to have a future together. But what future? So I understand this lady's story. But for me, the breaking point came when I started to practice self-love. Yeah. Loving yourself first. Then you can see your surroundings and understand what's going on in your life and what you will accept and what you won't prevail. Okay, so enough about me now. But I have to share my story with you so that you can share yours with me. And by sharing our stories, hopefully we can help someone else, who's going through things like this. Okay, so here we go now with the story. So I was listening to what's his name again? Unstoppable. And this lady was sharing her story. I think it was 2 Sundays ago. And basically she rang to share her story and hopefully to get some advice from the listeners, to tell her, advise her on what she should do, because she had got the opportunity to go to America and live with, well, not with her mom, but her mom filed for her. So she left and she kept her promise to marry her husband. And let's just say she's starting to open her eyes, but she's still in denial in some ways. Okay, so she found out that her man was playing around, having an affair. The man never had money. So for months, he gave her nothing. So she got pregnant twice. The first child, she lost the child. So when she got pregnant a second time, obviously she couldn't work. But the man gave her nothing, did nothing. And she had to pay for his travel expenses. When he works, so he doesn't like to work, but when he does, and the job that he held on the longest, when he get paid, he would give her a small percentage of his pay. So she took it, assuming that he got a small amount of money because he's in training, so he's just getting something, not knowing that the brother was allowing his boss to keep a huge percentage of his pay and give her very little. Remember, she's the mother of his child. She's unable to work. She has to pay the bills in the house. And this dude was doing that. And how she found out about it, because they got into some argument. You know how that goes. Yeah. All right. So what I should have said is that the guy was a countryman. So he lived in the country and she was a Kingstonian. She lived in the city. And every time, as I said, when he travels, she would give him money to travel back and food items and other things, right? There's an age difference. Yes. She said that the guy is 17 years younger than she is. Today, she's in her 40s. So the guy is either in his mid-20s or late 20s. Or early 20s, because she didn't say exactly 40 how much she is. All right. Whenever they have an argument and he leaves, he wouldn't contact her at all for months. But when he did, it would be all these nice messages. I love you. I miss you. I'm sorry about the argument. I want to see you. And all the nice things that he could text her. And guess what? Before you know it, he's back in her life. Then it goes wrong again on repeat. Now, then it goes wrong again on repeat. So after he texted all these nice things, she fell for it. No phone call, no help, no nothing for months, but a few text messages and he's back. But nothing changed. It's the same person. So they're back and forth. From square one again. He came, argued, get bus fare, get travel expenses, take some food and head off back into the country. So God knows what. This is what will happen when you don't understand or know your worth and understand your value. You will rely on someone to tell you about yourself to make you feel good. And if this is the case, you are in for a long, unhappy life. Yes, it doesn't get better. Because you now allow the other person to know your weakness. So they are going to use it against you. Now, the woman spoke of the pain she felt, the hurt, and fast forward to a few months after she left for the USA. So fast forward doesn't mean it happened a few days ago. She has been with this guy for 12 years before she married him. So she's been with him now for 13 years. And for 12 years, 12, not one, 12, the relationship with this guy and this woman has been nothing but painful for her. There's nothing good about the relationship except that she is the mother of a child that he fathers. Granddaughter. Okay. Key thing here. During the 12 years of the abuse that she experienced, this guy used her, abused her, tricked her, lied to her, you name it. She never explained these things to her family or a friend. And if she did, when she did, spoke to her boyfriend or her husband, mother, father, and sister, they all told her not to go into a relationship with him, not to continue the relationship because he doesn't want nothing and he is worthless, and she should leave him alone. The father even went as far as saying to her, "What are you? Are you a sugar mommy? You should leave my son." She still did not. If you think that what he did to her, used her, abused her, in Jamaica, if you think that was worse, or he did her in worse than that when she moved to America. Because now she's in a foreign country, she's working, she's sending home US money, and she's sending money for this guy to buy food, and she's sending home goodies, clothes, she's sending money for different things. So, hey, this is luxury for this guy now. So, he has upped his game. I remember she said at one point he had asked her to send him money to buy a bike, a motorbike. And she said, "No, I'm not sending the money to buy a motorbike. You are working, use your own money." Then he called her and said that there was an accident and he was involved and he hit the woman's car or the other person's car, and now he'll have to pay for it to fix it. So he needs the money, and she sent the money. Now that money was the motorbike money because he tricked her and used the money to buy the motorbike. Another occasion, before the marriage, they had planned for who to do what. She took care of certain things and he should take care of other things. And in the end, she had to pay for everything. This guy had no money. What he done with the money that he's supposed to be saving, it's all gone. Before the wedding, I never mentioned, is that 2 days before the wedding, after she traveled from America to marry this guy, 2 days after, 2 days before the wedding, the guy disappeared and slept out the whole night. Never came home to her. Okay, so this is where a shock comes in. As she was speaking, she mentioned when she returned from Jamaica after the wedding, and she felt ill in places. So she went to see the doctor. When she went to the doctor told her she has a sexual transmitted disease. She has sexual transmitted disease. The guy is so good at lying that she said that when she spoke with him, he almost convinced her that she's the one that went and got it somewhere, because he's saying that it's not him. And had she not been with another person, she said, I was never having a relationship with anyone, not even an affair, so I know it was me. She would have believed that she had it. Yeah? Okay. So, what I want to say to someone right now, if you're in a position similar to this lady, you are to stop it. You are being used. You are being abused. The person that you're allowing to do these things to you is doing it because they can. And it's because they realize that they have the upper hand over you. It's time you stop it. Stop allowing men and women to do this to you. Stop ignoring the signs, the red flags, as they say, and start talking about the things that you're experiencing with someone you can trust. Speak to someone about it, because when you keep it to yourself and keep believing and basically convincing yourself that this person is good for me or good to me, and that this person will change and you won't give up on this person until they change. You have to remember the key thing here. You can't change anyone. You have to try and change yourself. If someone wants to change, they have to want it for themselves and do it for themselves. You can't do it. Stop putting yourself in harm's way, because that's basically what you're doing. You cannot change anyone. Try and change yourself. And even changing yourself is hard work. So how are you going to try and change someone else? You have to stop. And how are you going to stop? Start practicing self-love. Yes. Start to love yourself more than you're trying to love someone else. Because when you love yourself more, you will not accept certain things. You will not allow certain things into your life. You have to practice self-love. Don't rely on a few text messages. Text messages, for God's sake. Not even phone calls. Text messages to give you a buzz. Come on now. You're worth more than a few text messages, a few occasional phone calls, a few meetups once or twice a year on Valentine's Day, Easter, Christmas. You are more valuable than that. When you're loving someone, a relationship is supposed to be two ways. You have to compromise in relationship. You have to feel it both ways. Trying to have a relationship with someone who you're forcing yourself into is like pouring oil into water. It just won't mix. The oil is going to sit on top and the water stays at the bottom. It doesn't work. So I encourage you to use this story. I might not have said it well, but if I can find it, I will pin it into the description section so you can listen for yourself, because you will not believe how much was said. Use the story to analyze your situation, your life, and don't find yourself in this predicament. She might still be around, but I can tell you, when you're living a life that is so unhappy, where you cannot go on for a day without feeling pain, headaches, discomfort, that is a disease. That will lead to so much health problem, because you're not putting anything healthy inside yourself. For 13 years of relationship, for 12 years relationship, 1 year marriage, 12 years of nothing but pain, negativity, non-progressiveness, then marriage. Nothing is going to change, because it's you who is trying to change someone who is not changing for themselves. And to finish off this, the lady reason for hanging on to this guy is this. She believed that he's a good person and that he can change and do better if he get the opportunity at the right place. Really? Foreign don't change nobody. Foreign don't change anyone. So if it's foreign that he must come to change, the pain will get worse, because he's coming to a place where the opportunity is so much and where he's so free to do certain things and can earn and have his own stuff. You're gonna get bunted, you're sick. No. Foreign don't change a person. If someone wants to change, it doesn't matter where they are in the world, what situation they are in, and they're getting help, they will change. The good in them will come out. So please, don't find excuse for abuse. Abuse is abuse. If someone is telling you stories about their life and they need help and they keep helping, but nothing is coming from that, You keep repeating, doing the same thing, and you ain't getting nothing but hurt, disrespect. You're made to feel uncomfortable. You're made to feel like you're not doing anything. You're unloved. Come on now. That is abuse. So please, I hope that someone will get something from this. As I said, this wasn't a planned, written out script. I'm just trying to tell you what I have heard with my 2 ears from the horse mouth. And please, if you're in a situation, don't believe that marrying someone can make them a better person, or taking them into another country will do the same. You're going to be disappointed. But if you practice, if you just give yourself some time to grow, to understand, and love yourself, you can save yourself a whole lot of pain. And that's my share on this with you today. Practice self-love. Practice loving yourself. You cannot change someone who does not want to be changed. Okay, God bless you.
Thank you for watching. If you have not yet subscribed, why not do so today? And if you have listened to this video this far, please click the like button.